If your Samsung refrigerator is acting strangely, the control panel is not responding, or the appliance has developed a problem after a power outage, you may be wondering how to reset it. Fortunately, resetting most Samsung refrigerators is very simple. However, before you do it, there are a few important things you should know, because Samsung does not recommend resetting the refrigerator every time an error appears. The basic reset procedure works by completely disconnecting the refrigerator from power. First, make sure you can safely reach the refrigerator's power plug. If possible, avoid moving the appliance unnecessarily. Unplug the refrigerator from the wall outlet. If the plug is difficult to access, you can instead switch off the refrigerator's circuit breaker. Once the power is disconnected, leave the refrigerator off for about 5 minutes. This waiting period is important because it allows the electrical charge inside the appliance to dissipate and gives the electronic control system time to fully shut down. After approximately 5 minutes, plug the refrigerator back into the outlet or switch the circuit breaker back on. The refrigerator should now restart. You may hear the control panel activate, see the display illuminate, or hear the compressor and fans begin operating. Keep in mind that some components may not start immediately, so give the refrigerator a little time before assuming that something is still wrong. This power reset can be useful after certain electrical interruptions or when troubleshooting instructions specifically tell you to restart the refrigerator. For example, Samsung explains that an 8888 error can sometimes appear after a power outage if the refrigerator did not start correctly. In this particular situation, restarting the refrigerator may solve the problem. However, if your refrigerator is displaying another error code, do not immediately reset it just to make the code disappear. Samsung refrigerators store diagnostic information that can help identify a malfunction. Resetting the refrigerator can erase some of this information, making it more difficult to diagnose the problem later. If you see an error code, take a photo of the display before doing anything else. Then look up the code in the user manual or Samsung's official support information. Another situation that can cause confusion is when the display shows OF, or something similar. This usually means the refrigerator is in cooling off mode, sometimes called demo mode or shop mode. In this mode, the lights and display may operate normally, but the refrigerator does not produce cold air. A normal power reset is not necessarily the correct solution for cooling off mode. The procedure for disabling this mode varies between Samsung refrigerator models, so check the instructions for your specific model rather than trying random button combinations. If the problem is simply that the control panel does not respond, first check whether child lock, control lock, or another locking function is enabled. A locked control panel can easily look like a malfunction, even though the refrigerator is operating normally. If the panel is not locked and still does not respond, a power cycle may help. Samsung also has different reset procedures for refrigerators equipped with a Family Hub screen. If only the Family Hub display has frozen, you usually do not need to unplug the entire refrigerator. On compatible Family Hub models, Samsung provides a red switch located inside the top of the right-hand door that can be used to restart the screen. This restarts the display without performing a complete factory reset. A factory reset of Family Hub is a completely different procedure and should only be used when you actually want to erase the system data and restore the Family Hub software to its factory settings. On supported Family Hub refrigerators, this option can be found in Settings, then About Family Hub, followed by Factory Data Reset. Be careful with this option because it deletes stored data and settings. There is also a separate network reset for Samsung refrigerators with Wi-Fi capability. This is useful if you need to erase the refrigerator's network information, but it is not the same as resetting the appliance itself. After completing a normal refrigerator reset, give the appliance time to return to normal operation. Opening the doors repeatedly will slow down the cooling process, so keep them closed as much as possible. If the refrigerator still does not cool, check whether cooling off mode is active, make sure the doors are closing completely, and verify that the temperature settings have not been changed accidentally. If the same error code returns after the reset, or the refrigerator repeatedly stops cooling, restarting it again and again is unlikely to solve the underlying problem. At that point, use the error code to troubleshoot the specific issue or contact Samsung support or an authorized service technician. So to reset most Samsung refrigerators, disconnect the power, wait about 5 minutes, and then restore the power. But remember, a reset is a troubleshooting step, not a universal repair. If there is an error code on the display, record it first, identify what it means, and only reset the refrigerator when the troubleshooting procedure recommends it.